Awakening the fire within. Have you ever felt like there's more to you than what you've been able to achieve or show the world? Maybe you felt frustrated, thinking that your potential is limited, that you've reached the ceiling of what you can do. What if I told you that this limit you've placed on yourself is only a surface? Beneath that surface, there's a deep, untapped well of power, resilience, and strength. Stoic philosophy teaches us that we have an inner fire, a fire that, while it may smolder at times, never truly dies. It waits for the moment, the thought, the challenge that will reignite it. In this video, we'll explore how Stoic teachings can unlock that inner strength and change the way you see yourself forever. You may have thought you understood your limits, but once you understand Stoic wisdom, you'll realize that what you thought were your boundaries were merely illusions. The limitless strength within you. You are stronger than you think. Think about the times when you felt like you couldn't go on. The moments when life seemed too hard and you were tempted to give up. Yet, you kept going. That strength, the one that pushed you through, even when it felt like everything was falling apart, is the true you. It's the part of you that's not broken by challenges, that continues to push forward even when it seems impossible. This inner resilience is always present. It may go quiet for a while, but it never leaves. The Stoics understood this deep well of strength, and they knew that our true power comes from within. They didn't teach us to run from our challenges. They taught us to embrace them as a path to strengthening our character. Seneca, one of the Stoic philosophers, said, "Fire is the test of gold, adversity of strong men." This is the Stoic perspective on adversity. It's not a weakness. It's a tool for strengthening the mind. The challenges you face today are not stopping you. They're building you up. The fire that you feel in difficult moments is the fire that refines you. Overcoming self-doubt. The voice of your inner strength. The voice that whispers, "You're more than you think." If you've ever sat in silence and felt a faint voice inside urging you to keep going, urging you to remember your potential, you felt what the Stoics called inner wisdom. This voice is not loud or brash. It's quiet, steady, and rooted in truth. We often drown out this voice with doubts, fears, and external expectations. But the more we listen to it, the more we reconnect with our true self, the part that is calm, focused, and strong, no matter the external circumstances. This voice is the source of your inner strength, and it's always there, waiting for you to remember it. The Stoics teach us that we are not what happens to us, but rather, we are what we choose to become. They believed that your true power is in your choices, how you respond to the world around you, how you act in the face of challenges. Breaking free from self-doubt. At this point, let me share a powerful NLP technique that can help you break free from self-doubt and step into your true power. Reframing is a technique where you change the way you perceive a situation to change the emotional outcome. Let's say you're faced with a challenge, maybe a difficult project or a personal obstacle. Your immediate response may be fear or doubt. "I'm not good enough for this," or "This is too hard." This is the old narrative, the one you've been taught to believe by society, by others, or by past failures. But here's the trick. Instead of allowing those doubts to control you, reframe the situation. Ask yourself, what's the opportunity here? What lesson can I learn from this challenge? How can I use this to grow stronger? Reframing is powerful because it shifts your perspective. Instead of seeing the situation as an obstacle, you begin to see it as a chance to strengthen your character, just like gold is purified by fire. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to practice Stoic virtues like courage, wisdom, and self-discipline. The Stoic path. Embracing life's challenges without fear. The power of acceptance. One of the most powerful Stoic practices is acceptance. Accepting what is outside of our control and focusing on what we can control. The Stoics understood that life is full of uncertainties, and trying to control every aspect of it only leads to frustration and anxiety. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, taught, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is a cornerstone of Stoic wisdom. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you react. By practicing acceptance, you stop fighting against reality and start focusing on what truly matters, your ability to respond with wisdom and virtue. This doesn't mean being passive or accepting everything that happens. It means recognizing that you can't change the external world, but you can choose how to deal with it. Acceptance doesn't make you weak. It makes you stronger, because it frees you from the burden of trying to control the uncontrollable. How to build mental resilience. Taking control of your reactions. Developing your inner strength. Building mental resilience is about strengthening your mindset, your ability to choose your response in the face of life's difficulties. The Stoics were not passive observers of life. They were active participants who made deliberate choices based on their values, not their emotions. To build resilience, you must first identify your core values. What do you stand for? What virtues do you want to cultivate in your life? Whether it's courage, wisdom, justice, or self-discipline, these virtues should guide every decision you make, from small choices to major life decisions. The Stoic practice of daily reflection is one of the best ways to build resilience. At the end of each day, reflect on the decisions you made, how you reacted to challenges, and what you can do better tomorrow. This practice helps you build a stronger, more resilient mind because you learn from your mistakes and successes. The Stoic way to handle negative emotions. Replacing reactivity with wisdom. The art of emotional detachment. One of the most valuable teachings of Stoicism is emotional detachment. The Stoics did not promote suppressing emotions, but rather recognizing that our emotions should not dictate our actions. Life is full of emotional triggers, but how we choose to react to these triggers is where we can find true power. Let's break this down. Imagine you're faced with a frustrating situation, maybe an argument with a friend, a disagreement at work, or even a traffic jam. In these moments, the natural human instinct is to react emotionally, to feel angry, frustrated, or upset. But the Stoics taught us to pause before we react. In that pause, we can choose how to respond. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them." This is a profound insight. It's not the event itself that causes our emotional reaction. It's the interpretation we give to it. When we can control how we interpret external events, We can choose to respond with wisdom rather than reacting from a place of anger or frustration. NLP, Psychological Bite, Transforming Negative Emotions into Positive Action. Incorporating NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, into your Stoic practice can help transform negative emotions into opportunities for growth. One powerful NLP technique is called reframing, which is essentially changing the way you view a situation, shifting it from negative to positive. Let's practice this together. 1. Identify the emotion. The next time you feel an intense emotion, anger, frustration, anxiety, pause and identify it. What are you really feeling? Why is this emotion arising? 2. Reframe the situation. Now, step back and ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? How is this an opportunity for me to practice patience, resilience, or understanding? The goal here is to shift your perspective from emotional reaction to calm reflection. For example, if you're upset because a colleague criticized you, reframe it by asking, what can I learn from this feedback? How can I use this as an opportunity to improve? By reframing your emotional responses, you transform frustration into action. Action that's based on growth and self-improvement, rather than impulsive, reactive behavior. The Stoic response to criticism, using feedback as a tool for growth. Criticism is a part of life. Whether it's at work, in relationships, or in social situations, we are bound to face criticism from others. The immediate response for many people is to feel attacked or defensive. But the Stoics viewed criticism as a gift, an opportunity to learn and improve. Instead of feeling defensive or upset when someone criticizes you, the Stoics would encourage you to see it as constructive feedback. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Is there truth in what this person is saying? How can I use this feedback to improve myself? When you respond to criticism from a place of detachment, you stop letting your ego get involved. You can take in the feedback objectively rather than emotionally. This allows you to grow and evolve, which is the ultimate goal of Stoic practice. Building resilience through adversity, turning obstacles into strength. Why challenges are opportunities for growth. The Stoics believed that life's greatest challenges are often the greatest teachers. Instead of avoiding difficulties or running from them, they embraced them. The Stoic mindset teaches that adversity builds resilience. When you face hardship with the right mindset, you develop strength and character. Think about the last time you faced a major challenge, perhaps a setback in your career, a personal failure, or a health scare. How did you respond? Did you view the situation as an obstacle or as an opportunity to grow and strengthen your mind? The Stoics would encourage you to embrace the struggle. They didn't shy away from difficulty. They welcomed it because they knew it was through overcoming adversity that they would become stronger. As Seneca said, difficulties strengthen the mind as labor strengthens the body. This is the Stoic approach. Challenges aren't something to fear. They are opportunities for you to develop resilience, wisdom, and mental toughness. The unshakable mind. How to cultivate mental toughness with Stoicism. Mental toughness. Developing resilience through Stoic practices. One of the greatest gifts Stoicism offers is the ability to cultivate mental toughness, the capacity to face life's challenges with clarity and calmness, without being swept away by emotions or external events. Mental toughness doesn't mean ignoring your feelings or pushing through difficulty with sheer force. It means developing the ability to stay grounded, no matter what life throws your way. Resilience is the foundation of Stoic strength. Every difficult situation you face is an opportunity to strengthen your mind and become more resilient. The Stoics understood that life is full of unpredictability, and the only thing you can control is your response. Seneca said, "Life is long if you know how to use it." This quote reminds us that how we approach life's challenges determines whether we succeed or fail. By practicing Stoic principles every day, you develop a mindset that allows you to face anything with confidence and clarity. The power of reflection. Learning from each challenge. Why reflection is crucial for growth. One of the key Stoic practices that helps you build resilience and mental toughness is reflection. Reflection allows you to assess your thoughts, actions, and emotional responses. It's a tool that helps you learn from both your successes and failures, and it strengthens your ability to respond with wisdom in the future. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most famous Stoic philosophers, practiced daily reflection in his meditations, where he would write down his thoughts, feelings, and observations about his experiences. This practice helped him stay focused on his principles and reflect on how he could improve. To apply reflection in your own life, take a few minutes at the end of each day to ask yourself, what went well today? What could I have done better? How did I react to challenges? And how can I respond differently next time? By regularly reflecting on your actions, you develop a deeper understanding of yourself and your emotional responses. This self-awareness makes you more adaptable and better equipped to face future challenges with resilience and wisdom. The art of self-control. Managing emotions in the heat of the moment. Why self-control is the ultimate strength. Self-control is the hallmark of Stoic strength. It's the ability to remain calm, even when faced with intense emotions. The Stoics believed that the key to emotional freedom lies in the ability to manage your emotions rather than be controlled by them. Think about the last time you faced a situation that triggered a strong emotional response. Maybe you were angry, stressed, or anxious. In that moment, your body and mind were reacting automatically. But Stoicism teaches that you don't have to let your emotions control you. You can train yourself to respond with calmness, even in the heat of the moment. Here's a powerful Stoic technique for developing self-control. Pause before reacting. When something happens that triggers a strong emotion, take a deep breath and pause for a moment. In that pause, reflect on the situation and decide how you want to respond. The power of anchoring for emotional control. Using NLP to take control of your emotional responses. Let's add another layer to your emotional control toolkit by using a powerful NLP, neuro-linguistic programming technique called anchoring. Anchoring involves associating a specific gesture, word, or action with a desired emotional state, like calmness, confidence, or focus. Here's how to use anchoring to strengthen your emotional control. 1. Identify the emotional state you want to anchor. Think of a time when you felt particularly calm, confident, or focused. This is the emotional state you want to anchor. 2. Choose a gesture or word. While you're experiencing that positive emotional state, associate it with a simple gesture or word. For example, you might press your thumb and forefinger together, or say a word like calm to yourself. 3. Use the anchor in stressful situations. When you're in a stressful situation, use the gesture or word you've associated with calmness. By doing this, you'll trigger the same relaxed feeling and bring yourself back to a state of emotional control. Over time, this anchor will strengthen, and you'll be able to call on this emotional state whenever you need it, helping you stay calm and composed in difficult situations. Living stoically. Making Stoicism a part of your everyday life. Stoic practices for lasting change. Now that you have the tools to develop emotional resilience and strength, it's time to make Stoicism a part of your daily routine. The Stoics didn't just practice their philosophy during tough times. They integrated it into every aspect of their lives. Stoicism is not just a set of ideas, but a way of living. Here are some practical Stoic practices to incorporate into your everyday life. 1. Morning reflection. Start each day with a moment of reflection. Think about what you'll face during the day and how you can respond with virtue and wisdom. Set your intentions to be calm, patient, and focused. 2. Mindful pauses throughout the day. When you're in the middle of a stressful or emotional situation, pause. Take a deep breath and remind yourself that you control your reactions. Reflect on how you want to respond, rather than reacting impulsively. 3. Evening reflection. At the end of the day, reflect on how you handled the challenges you faced. What went well? What can you improve tomorrow? This self-reflection helps you learn from each experience and grow stronger. 4. Focus on your values. Constantly remind yourself of your core values: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. By aligning your actions with these values, you create a life that's grounded in clarity and purpose. By making these practices a habit, you begin to embody Stoicism in everything you do. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes to respond to life with calmness and wisdom. Conclusion. The path to inner strength and peace. In conclusion, Stoic philosophy offers a powerful path to emotional freedom and mental toughness. By practicing Stoic principles like detachment, emotional control, self-reflection, and acceptance, you can build a life of resilience, peace, and strength. The challenges you face in life are not barriers. They are opportunities for growth. By embracing Stoic practices, you shift your perspective, transform your emotional responses, and unlock the inner strength that's always been within you. Leave a comment below and share how you plan to apply Stoicism in your life. What Stoic principle will you focus on this week to become more resilient and emotionally free? Remember, you have the power to choose your response. With Stoicism, nothing can shake your peace. Shifting your focus from fear to opportunity. When facing adversity, your mind often focuses on the negative, the potential for failure, the fear of the unknown. But you can shift this focus to see opportunity rather than fear. Here's how you can do this. 1. Identify the fear. When you're faced with a difficult situation, pause and identify the fear. Ask yourself, what am I afraid of? What's the worst that could happen? 2. Reframe the fear. Now, shift your perspective. Instead of thinking about the worst-case scenario, ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? How can I grow stronger through this experience? 3. Visualize success. Finally, visualize yourself handling the situation with grace and strength. See yourself overcoming the challenge and imagine the sense of pride and accomplishment you'll feel afterward. By practicing this reframing technique, you train your mind to embrace challenges as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles to fear. Stoicism in action. How to stay calm in the midst of chaos. Life is filled with moments of chaos. Traffic jams, difficult conversations, deadlines, and unexpected events. In these moments, it's easy to feel overwhelmed or lose your composure. But the Stoics taught that the key to inner peace is maintaining calmness in the midst of chaos. When faced with a stressful situation, the Stoics would encourage you to pause, take a breath, and focus on what you can control. Control your response and choose how to react. The external situation may be chaotic, but you can remain calm, composed, and in control.